Good morning, beautiful angels. Oh, just let me move my chat so I can see everybody. Okay. How are we all today? It's freezing in Ballarat, it's raining, it's miserable, but it's completely okay. I'm inside in the warm. Eddie might pop in and out today as well because I have a studio at the back of my pub, and he doesn't like being inside without me, so I leave the door open just a crack for him to pop in. So yeah. Good morning, Margaret. Hi, Shari. Absolutely. So just use the hashtag in the comments because that'll help my Facebook page. So use the hashtag Trish Palmer and I will draw a card for you. So today I have decided to use my original deck just to mix it up a little bit. This is the Art Nouveau deck, and this was given to me for my 21st birthday actually. And it was one of those things that I was always kind of into spiritual stuff, but I didn't really talk to anyone about it. I borrowed a few books from the library, without my mum seeing them and all that sort of stuff. One of the biggest books we used to get from the library was it Stories from the Wishing Tree or something like that? And they were really cool. So yeah, I this is the deck that was given to me on my 21st birthday. And it was one of those things I kind of dabbled with when I got older, but I never really did anything with it. And it's not until just in the last couple of years that I've gone, you know what, Trish, you just need to go with this and just bloody do it. So yeah. Oh, thanks, honey. I actually have all of my decks inside the Tree of Life boxes. So I've got several boxes sitting here, and all of the decks go into crystal quartz to cleanse and recharge once they're finished with. So all of them get done like that. So I've got like a whole stack of them here. So I absolutely love it. And the Tree of Life is, I've always loved the Tree of Life. Always loved the Tree of Life. I'll actually tell you a story. Hey, darling. Many, many years ago, I was walking in a nursery with my mum, and I came across a cement Tree of Life, and I actually have passed that on to a friend of mine now. And I didn't know what it was, and it was like $15 for this thing, and I was like, "Don't you get behind there?" And it was like $15 for this thing, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, $15! That is like so much. You have to be a rich person to buy that." And I ended up mowing all these lawns and cashing in all these cans so I could buy this cement Tree of Life. And I only just passed it on to a girlfriend when I moved to Ballarat because she loved it so much. So we wrote on the back of it, passing on through generations. Started with Trish Palmer, and then she's gone. Next is Catherine, and then she's going to pass on to somebody else, and they'll write their name on the back of it. So it's going to be really cool in many, many years to come. So yeah. Hello! Who have we got? Miss Ace. Miss Ace is joining us from the YouTube. So Jules is up first. So please use the hashtag in the comments, hashtag Trish Palmer, and I will get around to you to get you a card. So we've got Jules up first. Once she drops the kids off at school, she's going to be a lady of luxury for today. So I'm good with that part, darling, honestly. Let's swap places. I'm doing a product launch at the moment, and and yeah, it's one of those things like, oh, get it done, get it done, get it done. All right, Jules, what have we got popping out for you today? Interesting. Okay, I always say interesting. It's like my thing. Okay, hashtag interesting. So, Jules, at the moment we have the King of Coins coming out, but then we have the cross reference of the priest. Okay, so at the moment, money's a little bit tight for you, honey, and money is a little bit tight because it's not being spent wisely. So, really have a look at those finances that you have, because you're in control of the budget, the finances, where it gets spent, etc., etc. But at the moment, it's not being spent in those ways that are very wise. Now, the priest is for us as society, we see that as part of a stigmatized, like, it's religious, blah, blah, blah. And the priest isn't about that. The priest isn't about religion when it comes to the art of tarot. The priest is all about personal belief. like what's going on in here, okay? How it is that you resonate with your higher self and what you want in life. So when it comes to the priest and the king of coins, what's happening here is that the money's there, but it's not being aligned with your belief systems, okay? So you may be going, oh, you know what? I'm just going to spend that because I deserve it, or because I've worked really hard, or because I've been really stressed, or something like that. But that's only a temporary fix, and it's not helping with the grander picture for you, okay? And also, because this is a priest card and we've got these little weasels in the background, it's like there's just these little things that are picking away at your budget. So have a look at your finances, Jules. Have a look at that, and then with all of it, work out where you can tweak those little bits. There was a gentleman many years ago, I can't even remember his name, but you can Google it. He actually counted the amount of what were they called? Like staples and stuff like that that his company was using. And he said to him, right, I'm going to put you on a budget because all of it was getting wasted. And I remember hearing this story and thinking, oh God, the guy's such a scab. But when he worked it out over his entire business, it was like $1.3 million that could be saved per year just for this small tweak of people not wasting paper clips. It was paper clips, of people not wasting paper clips. So, you know, have a look at that budget, and those little things that are slowly eating away at it do add up at the end of the day. Okay, so don't sweat the little stuff when it comes to, you know, like, you know, fees and things like that, because, you know, that's just part of the system. But how can you go, you know what, I don't need to spend that $5 or that $2, or I can sell that stuff on Facebook. So if you want to feel more comfortable about the finances and start to get in control of them, then start looking at your belief systems and where you're going with that, with those finances as well. Okay. So who we got up next? Shari. Shari. And then we've got Margaret. Hello, beautiful, beautiful. And then we've got Miss Ace over on YouTube. I'm really good, thanks, Miss Ace. I was woke up a bit husky this morning. Didn't sleep much last night. I had brain buzz. Like I said, I'm doing a product launch at the moment inside my mentoring. And my brain was just like, we can do this, and we can do this, and we can do this, and we can do this. And then I'm just like, Tris, go to sleep. Go to sleep. I'm like, yeah, but I can do this and I can do this. And I listened to some sleep hypnosis to get my brain to shut up for a bit. So Shari, you're up next, darling. You said it's nice where you are. Is that because of the weather? Because I've heard the weather's really nice up there at the moment. It's like 19 degrees or something. It's 5 degrees here at the moment. It's raining. It's freezing. Oh, it's horrible. But that's Ballarat. All right, Shari, let's have a look for you, darling. Okay, Shari, what we have here is this one's actually not completely about you, okay? So, Jules, yes, called Netflix and Afterpay Insurance, what I can get a better deal on. Yeah, honestly, have a look at that stuff. Like, you know, you can always get that better deal. And I must admit, I had Netflix for ages, and then I just sort of went, you know what? I'm really not even using it that much. It creates some kind of desire, but then I wasn't even really using it. So it was like one of those FOMO things, like fear of missing out things. So yeah, so I decided to just cancel it. And yeah, I only recently just turned it back on because I wanted to watch the new Rick and Morty season. And it's been shit house anyway. So as soon as that's finished, I'll probably just turn it off again. So yeah. So, Shari, this one is, I feel like this isn't about you as a person, okay, darling? There's no energy around it as such. So, I feel like this is an external thing that's going on. What's happening here is that there's a masculine side that is quite emotional. It's like there's something that's not quite in control at the moment, and there's a bit of conflict. So it's a conflict between the masculine and the feminine, like, you know, this has to be done, that has to be done, this has to be done, that has to be done. It's like there's an upheaval of path at the moment, and we can see that here in the cards. Like there's a tearing between the masculine and the feminine energy, but it's the masculine that's actually being quite emotional about it. And I can't even say unethical, because it's not unethical. It's just that it seems a bit childish as such. Like it really, isn't as big or as bad as what it is coming across or being expressed as. Okay, so I feel like this is an external source, and the exchanges of masculine energy to get things done, to climb those mountains, as you can see in the background, to climb those mountains, it's not happening at the moment. It's like you've come to this stalemate. And like I said, it's not about you specifically. It's like you've come to this point of stalemate in your life, and you know you've got these directions that you can go into, but you've just gone, I'm just going to stay still for a bit, because it hasn't become too hard. It's become a place of misdirection as such. Like, you're not quite sure what you're doing, where to go, blah blah blah. So have a look at those external energies that are going on around you. So there might be some people. I've got a feeling it's definitely a person. That there's a person that's just causing that emotional upheaval, is probably one of them. And it could be somebody in authority, or anything like that. I know my tax lady causes me emotional upheaval at this time of the year. Ugh, seriously, I love her to death, but when she emails me, I'm like, don't email me, just do it. Okay, so yeah, when it comes to this emotional stuff, it is an external thing, and that's where we have to go, how do I approach this logically? And how do I actually make this work for me rather than against me? But there is an exchange of masculine and feminine energy going on, and they're just trying to outrank each other to gather power. So if you feel like you've come to a bit of a stalemate at the moment, stay still. Okay, stay still. Keep this person is got to go through their emotions. They've got to surf the waves of life as such, and it will come together again. Just give it time. Okay, darling. So, Miss Ace09, I don't know if it's just my connection, but it keeps going in and out. It could be anything, Miss Ace09. So, if you drop out, honey, it will be on the YouTube channel later on for you to rewatch, sweetheart. So, just look at the time frame, and you can scrub back to the video at that time frame. Okay, sweetheart? Shari, that resonates? Yeah, easy done, honey. Easy done. Just take on that logical sense instead of that emotional sense. And that's one thing that's kind of difficult as well when we get to the level of evolution that we are, when when we've studied hypnosis or NLP or anything like that, is that we're actually standing from a viewpoint of being at cause rather than effect. I don't know how many times I've seen the Matrix movie, and it's like, would you take the blue pill where you wake up and this is all a dream, or do you take the red pill and see how deep the rabbit hole goes? And I'm like, oh my god, I should have taken the bloody blue pill before I started all this training, because then I could keep blaming everybody for their shit. Simple as that. Rather than going, I want to be emotional for a change, but logically I understand what you're going through. So yeah, I get it, honey. So Margaret, your tummy's been a little bit upset lately. I can feel it. It's just like a little bit of a flutter. Not nausea or anything like that. It's just a little bit of a flutter. It's like you've been tempting fate a little bit, if that makes sense. So Margaret and Shari, I hope you're keeping each other company. Smiley face. I hope you're keeping each other company at the moment. Are you out of lockdown now? We've been out of lockdown for like, I don't know, a couple of days, I think. It shows how much my life changes when this happens. You read me like a book. Yeah, I can feel you, honey. I can feel you. It's kind of like you need a really good poo. I'll just say it. I just say it. Yep, you're out of lockdown. Oh, wow. Okay. So here we have major arcana, Margaret. Okay. This is where we have major arcana. So this is non-negotiable. You have to learn this lesson. And if you don't learn the lesson, it'll come back around and come in a different way. Sometimes it comes in a better way. Most of the times it comes in a worse way. So it's kind of like a generational thing. If we don't learn it the first time around, it just kind of gets worse. It's like your mum saying, don't touch the fire. Don't touch the fire. Don't touch it. Well, if you touch the fire, this is gonna happen. And then you touch the fire, and like, well, now you've got to have 10 days out because you've touched the fire and you've burnt yourself. Like, it just gets worse, sort of thing. So yeah. Oh, you had a hug yesterday. Oh, virtual hugs, virtual hugs. John and I actually went out for lunch for the first time yesterday, but it was still kind of weird. When we got to the pub, it was they checked our licenses, and what they were doing was anybody who was from a red zone, they have to report it to the police. They're not allowed to confiscate your license, but they have to report it to the police. And they're trying to bring in laws where they are allowed to confiscate your license and then the police will catch up with you. And you know what? At the end of the day, if that's what we need to do to stop dickheads from spreading this so that we can get out of this sooner, then fucking go for it as far as I'm concerned. All right, darling. So, Margaret, here we have the Fool, and then the crossover card here is a triumph of finance, okay? So, do not take this as a misconception, okay? So, the Fool thinks that everything is fine, that they can celebrate with all this money, that they can go out and do this, that, and something else. But the thing is, it's all about, there's been a sense of foolhardiness going on, okay? This isn't about investing more in situations or investing more in other things in order to gain that success. Okay, so if you're looking at purchasing anything that's outside of what you're already doing, do not do it. Okay, it's not the right time because it's the same old sequence, it's the same old song and dance. Okay, so if you're looking at investing in another new program, upscaling to something else or more training or a product or shares or anything like that, now's not the time. The reason being is because it is the same old song and dance. You've got all this stuff over here that you haven't completed and that needs to be addressed first, because the Fool actually has everything that they need, but they've been slowly, see, we've got the edge of a cliff there, but they've been slowly just dancing towards the edge of the cliff instead of going, oh, that's a cliff, I better not dance off that. Okay, so the Fool actually has everything that they already need, but the only way that they know that they have everything that they already need is by being true to their true selves. So see how we have the Fool, and the Fool has, oh, as soon as I want to say that, I go block. Oh, oh my gosh, you do not want to swallow this pill, do you, honey? Oh, the Fool here, as you can see from the Fool, I can't believe that happened. That's yucky. The Fool here we can see they've got a glove on one hand. They don't have a glove on the other hand. It's a masculine energy, but they're wearing a butterfly in their head. They've got beads, they've got colors, they've got capes. And that's because the Fool has gone, you know what? I am comfortable like this. I love wearing this attire. I love being this character. And they've gone with it. They've just gone, you know what? I know who I am at the core, and I'm going to just go with it. Fuck everybody else, okay? So that's what the Fool's about, okay? The Fool is all about, don't be so foolhardy that you're going to walk off the cliff, but remember to be true to your core of yourself, okay? And the cross-reference card is talking about, do not invest in anything at the moment because the celebration of finance just isn't there, okay? Margaret's like, oh, stop. I can't believe you gave me a block. That is horrible. You can have your block back, okay? You can have your block back. So if you get a husky voice later on, that's just me giving back your energy. I don't want that one. Yucky. I don't want that one. All right. So I'm just going to stroll up the conversation a little bit. So now I have Lachlan down the track. How you going today, sweetheart? I don't know if it's Lachlan or Megan sometimes. Okay, so Miss Ace from YouTube, let's get you a card, okay, honey? Yeah, Margaret, I don't want that block. You drink lots of water today, okay, honey? Yucky, yucky block. So Miss Ace 09, I'm going to draw you some cards, my darling. Oof, there's a bit of fluff floating around in here today. I can feel it. I don't do instant messaging cards when I'm live online because the message gets misconstrued. Okay. I love this deck. I don't know why. It's like really old and chunky and it's crappy and it's not even white anymore because I've used it so many times. And you know how the cards go kind of fat after a while? Yeah, they've gone all fat. And I'm pretty sure one's got a stain on it. Yeah, they've all got stains on them. Just from, various things over the years. Various parties and things. Oh, good times, good times. All right, so Miss Ace. Let's find out what's happening with you, sweetheart. Oh, Miss Ace, we have two major arcanas coming out. So these are actually repeated lessons. And it's because what's happened, this one's all about you, okay, sweetheart. So Miss Ace. So here we have the Hermit, and the Hermit is all about going inside of yourself and just learning to relax, learning to take that time out. There's many people in this world that believe that being busy must be being productive, and that's not true. Okay, that's just being busy. And the thing is, being productive can actually be being doing nothing. And that's because you're resting, you're recharging the batteries. We all take our phones and we recharge them at some stage and we give them a bit of time out. That means that it's going to be productive. My grandmother used to call them, I'm going to take a spell. And she'd go and sit down for about half an hour and read her Mills and Boons book. And that was her saying, like every single day, she's like, I'm going to go take a spell. And that's what she would do. And that's all about her realizing that a rest and recharge period is productive. That's the difference here. It's not about being busy all the time. And at the moment, you've been busy all the time. And this has also caused you, see, we've got a cross, this is your crossover card here. This has caused you to not love yourself fully, okay, Miss Ace? So you're not loving yourself to your fullest and your truest potential. There's been a little bit of judgment going on. Loving yourself is about a balance of the masculine and the feminine energy. It's not about male or female boobs and doodles and, you know, tits and bums and all that sort of shit. It's not about that. It's about a balancing of masculine and feminine energy within yourself. So when we go into that rest mode, we're going into the feminine energy, and the feminine recharges the masculine. It's really interesting, the masculine and the feminine energy switches, is because when it comes to those switches, you can't actually just have the masculine on its own. It just doesn't exist. It needs the feminine to support it because it comes from the feminine. It's born from the feminine. That's where it comes from, okay? So that's what it talks about. So you need to rest, darling, to recharge the feminine self because you've been stepping into the masculine way too much. There's absolutely too much going on with you where I've got to do this. I'm responsible for this. I'm blah, 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 blah. Yep. That's quite true. I like to keep busy, but I haven't given myself time to rest and balance myself. You know what? That's all part of productivity, not being busy, and that's the difference, okay, love? So balance out that masculine and feminine energy, okay? Give yourself a pat in the back, okay? All right. Resting is just as productive as being busy, if not even more. Okay, so balance out those energies. Take some time out just for you. It doesn't matter whether you're doing it with other people or on your own. You've got to work out what recharges your feminine so the masculine can do what it's responsible for doing. Okay, love? Thank you for joining in today. And now we have Lachlan. Oh. Miss Ace, you're adorable. Thank you for putting the emojis in. I love that. I love emojis. Who loves emojis? Oh, God. I talk more in emojis and those little GIF things or GIF or whatever you call it. Whenever I don't know how to respond, like, you know, because sometimes you get messages and I'm like, I don't know how to respond to that. I just send out like a GIF or a GIF or such, and if somebody's acting stupid. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. No worries, Miss Ace. Go and have an amazing time in the future. And remember that recharging is more productive than being busy. All right, Lachlan, one for you, darling. One for you. I feel like this is actually a message for Lachlan, even if it is Megan putting that in. Ugh. All right, Lachlan, here you go, honey. I'm going to give you the shorts and curlies of it, and I'm not going to fuck around, okay? Boop, censored. You're at your emotional end. You're at the emotional end, the end of your tether. You just don't know how you're going to go on and keep on doing it. So here we have the Tower, and the Tower is a major arcana card that things are just too much. Everything is too much, and bring yourself from the future and back to the present, okay? The Tower is actually one of the worst cards we can get from reading of the tarot, okay? And it is major arcana here. So this means that things in your life are too much. And if you keep going the way you're going, things are going to fall over. So it's like, you know, it's like we're going to just go all of this and all of this, and I'm going to learn all of this and do all of this, and this is going to happen. And things just aren't falling into place. And the reason why they're not falling into place is because we need to go, right, I've got to sort that one out first. Now I'm going to sort out that one. Now I'm going to sort out that one, okay? Because if we don't take control with the sorting, this becomes too much. And that's what we have in the crossover card here. Here we have a masculine energy that's just gone, fuck it, and thrown the cup because it's become too much, okay, honey? So take some time out, 2 steps back to go a step forward. You ran too far into the future of everything that needs to be done, everything needs to be done, everything needs to be done, rather than just going, all right, so this needs to be done, but we're going to sort out that one first. And now we've got to sort this one over here because that one has now popped up as a priority. Let's just focus on getting that done for today. And this one's still gone to shit, okay? So let's just sort that out. It's been a little bit hard, but we're going to just sort that out. And as you can see, if we just keep focusing on one step at a time, eventually everything will fall into place and everything will be sorted out. So no, emotionally it's difficult, sweetheart. I understand that. I totally get that. But at the end of the day, the only way is to pick up that cup, put it up, go, cheers, mate. I did my absolute best today, and take a sip, okay? And then just keep on sorting it out one step at a time. That's all you can do, because eventually that whole deck will get sorted out. You will get done what you need to get done at the right time, not before, not after. Gandalf the Wizard said it best in Lord of the Rings. A wizard never arrives early or late. They arrive exactly when they're meant to. And that's exactly the same for every single one of us. We never arrive early or late. We arrive exactly when we're meant to. Okay, Lachlan? So bring yourself back. Breathe. And everything will sort out in time. But it's not going to sort it out if you just go, you know what, fuck this, throw it all down. My grandfather did that trick with me many years ago when I was a kid. He said, do you want to play round up the sheep? And I'm like, yeah, I'd love to. And he picked up all the cards and flicked them all over the floor. And he goes, there you go, pick up all the sheep. One at a time, that's all you can do, okay? Sending love, sweetheart, sending love. All right. So now we have Helena over on Twitch. How are you, honey? I understand that the chat on Twitch can sometimes be a bit convoluted. There's so many colors on there, isn't there? It's like, oh, everything's like fluorescent green and black and pink and purple. It's like, ugh, really? No wonder people can't keep up. So Helena, let's get you some cards, my darling. I'll turn this heater off. I'm getting a bit cooked in here. I'm going to work on my product launch this afternoon. Got some clients online. Oh, gosh. Busy. But productive busy. A correction on that. All right. So, Helena, let's have a look for you, my love. Let's have a look for you. So Helena, darling, at the moment you have come into a bit of an abundance. I don't want to say money with this one because this is a crossover, and the reason why it's a crossover because it's not usually like money as in money finance. Okay, this one is actually abundance when it's in a crossover motion. So you've come into an abundance, but you don't know how to take control of it or what it is that you need to do. It's like you're kind of like, because this is major arcana, okay, darling. So a must learn lesson. So it's kind of like you're going through this situation. You've got this abundance that's been granted to you, but you don't know what you're doing. Like you're confused. You don't know how to take control. And this is where, see how in the Chariot card we have these two phoenixes down the bottom, and they're in conflict. It's all about learning to take control, because there's always going to be conflict. And you just got promoted at work, yeah, and I got the position over a volunteer that had been there for 4 years. Ugh, sticky situation, eh? Yeah, sticky. Were you a volunteer as well? I wasn't a volunteer. I applied for the job. Ooh, even stickier situation. So you applied for the job. A volunteer that had been in that place also applied for the paid position of a job, but they'd been there for 4 years, and then you got it instead. Ooh, are they going to keep on volunteering? Yes, now they work as a volunteer for me. Oh, triple sticky, triple sticky. You know what? At the end of the day, I'd actually employ this person as my go-to veteran. I really would, because this person thought that they could do the job, but the person that actually ended up employing you saw something that this volunteer doesn't see. Okay, so use them as a resource. Like, ask them to help you out, and if they get dirty about it, then just use that as motivation to teach yourself. Okay, honey. Unfortunately, I've got a feeling it's a she. Is it a she? Yes, it's a she. Yeah, she's angry at the wrong person, honey. So yeah. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, hey, Bubby. Oh, hey. Nah, that's okay. My other half's out in the other door of the studio. So yeah, so this person's angry at the wrong person, okay, honey? So just don't take it personal. So when it comes to you with your chariot, you're going to need to take charge of it. There's going to be things that you don't know what to do. I mean, it's not like you're volunteering there and you knew the system. No pun intended. Okay. So, yeah, so this is going to be a challenge, but you have been given this situation. And as you can see, we have these two little weasels here. So the little weasels are usually those ones that try and derail the finance as well, or the abundance. So for you, you're going to have these little weasels. Take control of them. Okay, set them up for success. Always be nice. Remember, your tone speaks louder than your words. So always be nice to them, and then make sure you employ them. Kind of, get them on your side, recruit them a bit, and then you'll find that in time you'll take control of this chariot, control of this situation, and then you'll float along just fine. Okay, so they're just angry at the wrong person. That's all it is. It's like when a husband cheats on a wife or vice versa, and they get angry at the husband or the wife. It's like, well, no, sorry, that was wrong. They get angry at the person that they cheated on them with. It's like, you're angry at the wrong person. You need to be angry at your husband or at your wife. So that's the difference here. So yeah. Okay, then we have John. Hey, Bobby, there's someone here named John, like you. He's not listening. So yeah. All right, Jay. Let's get you some cards, okay, darling. And then after that, I will be trundling off. I always try and stay as long as I can, okay, guys. So if I have extra time in my day, I will stay longer. If I'm shorter, then I'm shorter. Like, we just wing this stuff. That's the whole point of it. All right. So, John, let's get you a card, honey. I'll have to get some music playing in the background. Ooh. Now, John, I know for a fact that you're not single. And I've never even met you before. So you're not single. You're actually in this relationship. You're in a relationship, and it's something you feel like you don't deserve. And when it comes to this relationship, you've got to understand that the wheels of your life are changing. And as you change with the wheels of your life, you have to like start accepting this love, this graciousness from the other person. Because if you don't, the wheel of life is going to turn from dark light into darkness. Okay, so start to step up with your partner. Believe in the words that they're saying and what it is that they're doing. My wife and I are celebrating our 25th anniversary. Oh, that's so cute. She is absolutely amazing, but I have depression and I feel like it brings her down. You know what? At the end of the day, and here's a hard pill for you to swallow. If she didn't want to stay, she wouldn't. It's as simple as that. We're not that stupid to stay in situations like that. So she loves you, honey. Like she loves you, okay? And it's interesting that you say that it's you that has the emotion because you're the one holding the emotions, and the partner here is the one that's going, you know what? Push that aside. I don't care. I want you. Okay, so have a look at that card. Have a look, really good look at it. So you're the one holding the emotions, but your partner is hugging you, going, I don't care about that. I don't care. I just want you. Okay, and the wheels of life are turning and changing. So if you want them to turn in your favor, take this cup and accept that it's part of a situation. Ask yourself this question: depression allows me to what? It's giving something that you desire that you haven't felt a better way of expressing yourself. So it may allow you to have an excuse to have time out. It may allow you to not work as hard as society expects you to. Stuff that. You know what? You just do what you are meant to do. Your passions are different to other people's passions, okay? So, start to accept that so the wheels of life can turn in an easier way. There's nothing worse than having a wheel on a road with great big rocks. It doesn't work properly. It's quite bumpy. So, at the end of the day, throw away the rocks. There's your rock, there's your block. Throw away your rocks and just enjoy life, okay? I've got a feeling that that was a message that you've known about for quite some time and just needed some clarification on. Is that correct? Would that be a correct assumption from me? Yes, correct. Look, honey, if you need some help with anything like that, you can always contact me. We can jump on Zoom, and we can have a chat. And it doesn't matter where you are inside of this whole entire beautiful world, we can make it work. All right, my beautiful lovelies, I am going to trundle off. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will catch you in the future. Okay? Bye bye.